Hi everybody, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. Yesterday I posted a video about how the European Union, the commission there, is going to be asking people to prepare for disaster. They want them to have at least 3 days of food, water, medical supplies, etc. Well, there's evidently new satellite imagery of a joint U.S.-UK Diego Garcia Naval Support Facility located on the Diego Garcia Island in the Indian Ocean reveals a notable U.S. military buildup on the southern apron. There's 9 KC-135 refueling aircraft there, 3 visible B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, with up to 4 more potentially under shelters. Yeah, they're gearing up for war, or is it a bluster, making threats against Iran? Tensions between the U.S. and Iran are undeniably high. The U.S. has been ramping up its military presence in the Indian Ocean, with bases like Diego Garcia seeing increased activity. The Pentagon is planning to nearly double its troop strength in the Gulf to $200,000 over the next month, signaling serious preparation. This comes alongside strikes on the Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen and warning from the Trump administration about Iran's nuclear program and its support for groups like the Houthis. Trump's letter to Iran Supreme Leader Khamenei demanded a new nuclear deal, or hinted at military consequences, and Iran's response has been defiant. Khamenei called U.S. threats ineffective, and their foreign minister insists on equal footing for all and any talks. Iran is not exactly isolated. It's got ties with Russia, China, and North Korea, who are depending on their cooperation according to U.S. intelligence. Iran showing off of new nuclear cities and conducting naval drills with its allies, flexing its own muscle. But its leadership also hinted at indirect talks through intermediaries like Oman and Russia, suggesting they might prefer diplomacy over an all-out fight, especially since a direct war with the U.S. could be devastating given the power gap. So, will there be war? It's a powder keg. Military buildups, nuclear standoff, and proxy conflicts like the Houthis could spark something big. Miscalculations a real risk. One wrong move, say a Houthi attack, the U.S. pins on Iran, could escalate fast. Yet both sides seem to know the stakes. Global disruption, economic chaos, maybe even a wider conflict involving Iran's allies. Diplomacy is still on the table, with Trump's envoy saying that the goal is talks, not bombs. Iran is weighing its options too, with some openness to negotiations if the U.S. drops its maximum pressure approach. So the short answer, are we going to be going to war with Iran? It could go either way. The pieces are in place for war, but there's still a push to avoid it. Yeah, keep an eye on the next few weeks. Trump's deadline and Iran's response will tell us a lot. Myself, I believe that Iran does have nuclear weapons. They did buy one many years ago from Pakistan. There's no definite public evidence that Iran has fully operational nuclear weapons. However, the situation is murky and concerning. Iran has significantly advanced its nuclear program in recent years. They've enriched uranium to 60% purity, far beyond what's needed for civilian energy, and just a technical step away from the 90% required for weapons-grade material. Reports from late last year, 2024, like those from Reuters and Axios, indicate Iran has enough fissile material to potentially produce a few nuclear bombs if they chose to weaponize it. The IAEA has also flagged reduced oversight with Iran, limiting inspections and leaving gaps in whatever they do know. That said, having the material isn't the same as having a functional warhead. Building a deliverable nuclear weapon requires mastering complex engineering, warhead design, miniaturization, and delivery systems like missiles. Iran's got advanced ballistic missiles, but it's unclear if they've cracked the full weaponization process. U.S. and Israel intelligence have long estimated Iran could be weeks to months away from a bomb if they sprint for it, but there's no smoking gun proving they've crossed that line, at least right now. Iran's leadership claims they don't want nukes, citing religious and strategic reasons. Supreme Leader Khamenei called them un-Islamic, yet their actions like stockpiling enriched uranium and dodging transparency still fuels suspicion. Many experts are split. Some say they're keeping the option open as a deterrent. Others think they're closer than they let on, especially with tension spiking. The bottom line right now is that there is no hard proof of nuclear weapons today, but they've got the ingredients and the know-how to get there fast if they decide to. So what's your take on it? Do you think they're bluffing or bidding their time? Should we be stockpiling like Europe is telling their citizens to do? What are your thoughts? Are we heading for war? Is this all part of prophecy? Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.